I wasn't planning on making any videos today. It's going to take Sunday off. But I see a lot of people posting about this XLM Stellar lumens breakout. And I see a lot of people trying to kind of promote their followers to jump in and ape into this. I'd like a lot of people to pay attention to the fact that a lot of these counts pump and dump with their own followers, and they're basically making their money off of you. And or if not, then they're just, hate to say it, almost like moon boys. They're not really looking at the reality as it is. Instead, they're looking at what they want to see. Everyone's talking about this breakout right here from the trend line marked in blue, and they're starting to make calls for 16 cents, 18 cents, 20 cents. I've seen a bunch of stuff like that going around on Twitter. I've even seen a couple of people posting on YouTube already, making videos trying to pump this. So here's my take. I see that we have, broken out of this trend line in blue, if you want to call that. What I would like to remind everybody is when in doubt, zoom out, go to a higher time frame, go further back than even this daily, look at a bigger picture. But even as right now, we're looking at this shorter picture, I'd like you to pay attention a little bit more to the boxes marked in red here that we've got. Basically, from my point of view, you're in a short-term trend here that is marked with a bottom that we found in June. And if you look all the way across to where we're at now in October, you're basically stuck in a range. We're ranging between just below 10 cents. We've hit down at the 9.8, 9.9. So, the high 9 cent, and you're barely just below 10 cents. And we seem to be finding a top right around 13 cents. As you can see, we've wicked into some of these higher areas, almost hit 14 cents, but no body closes and no full candles. You're just looking at wicks. To me, these are scam wicks. This is how, liquidity keeps playing. This is people having stop losses or different entries high and low, and they sweep the lows, they sweep the highs, they hit the stop losses, and they pull the liquidity. That's the name of the game. There's always a buyer for a seller and a seller for a buyer. Always remember, if you're buying and someone's selling, there's a reason for it, and vice versa. What I would pay attention to much more, try to keep anyone who's willing to listen to me a little bit safer than trying to sell you on a ticket to the moon right now on a Sunday scam pump, is I would say pay attention to these horizontal lines. I find them to be far more important right now. I think that what you're looking at here is we're coming right up into resistance. You might get a little bit push higher up into this 14 cent range. If it was me and I wanted to play this right now, I don't think I'd be going long. I think I'd probably pull a short from here. I'd start shorting right about where it's at right now in these high 12s, pushing into the 13 cents. And I would not go all in. I would have stop losses set somewhere in the 13.9, 14.3 range, depending on your risk to reward appetite. Each person has to decide that for themselves. But I would continue layering on, staggering into this short up into the 14 cent range and stop loss above it. Like I said, right around, I don't know, 14.5. You want to push it, you could even go stop loss 13.5, 13.9 right here and be buying this short literally where it sits right now. If you also, like I said, zoom out a little bit, go to a higher time frame. Let's take a look at this on the weekly. Let's zoom this in a bit. Take a look at the big picture here. You see that these lines go back long before the pump as being support and resistance, and also being a general trading range for us. Also, in the past, we've fallen below it and it can become resistance. Barely break back up into it in the August area of 2020, get back below it for a while. And that's very likely what we could be seeing over here, depending on what kind of market information we get globally coming into Monday. I mean, we're depending on which country you're in, we're 12 to 24 hours away from game time. So just be careful out there, people. I don't think that I would be longing this unless it's on a longer time frame horizon. If you're DCAing at these points or buying for later dates, then yeah, I mean, this is cheap XLM. I believe in it myself. I believe that anywhere under 20 cents is honestly a good buy long term. But as far as this weekend pump goes, I don't trust it. I think it's a scam pump. I believe that you'll see some wicks up into these areas, and we're going to come back down and retest these lower ranges. And if it was me, I would pay more attention to the structure and the importance of these horizontal lines rather than this short term trend line. However, I do agree it is a breakout for now. And if we were to come back down, start retesting it, turn it into some sort of support, maybe create a new support line. If you're looking for a long this next week, if we could come back and create a support line in this, say, 11 to 11.8, somewhere in here, right around this line. If you could turn this into support, let's go ahead and change the colors, give you an idea. If we could turn this into support on the yellow line, come back for a retest this week, then I see we could go up, blast into the 13, come back, hopefully turn this one then into a support line. If this was to change up like so, you'd be in a much better situation. Turn this green line here into support second, then you'd be looking at a real move. As far as just believing right now, this grabs, we blast straight up into 16 cents. Everybody's a rock star. Everybody's making plenty of wealth on Sunday. Just seems like a lot of hopium given the current market status. So once again, trade safely, trade wisely. And right now, capital preservation is important. We have some major volatility coming in the markets as they open on Monday. And we could very possibly get a relief pump that I'll be looking for myself in the regular stocks Monday, Tuesday. If we get any of that, me personally, I would be aggressively taking profits by Tuesday evening. And as we start getting major economy reports, CPI, job inflations, things of that nature, FOMC coming Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week, I would definitely not just be blindly long. I would be being a little bit more cautious and possibly looking for better entries on your favorite cryptos and your favorite stocks. Other than that, everyone stay safe out there and trade